The Becoming Flame podcast broadcasts pure, unfiltered power exchange that stokes the flame of your being. Because it's time to remember. It's time to return. It's time to become flame.
It's not that we have fears or that we don't have fears. It's our relationship to what is going on. What determines your success or your failure is what you choose to do with the fears. It's what you choose to see in that fear. It's how you approach it. When that fear comes to you and it shuts you down, you will lose. You will lose any game that you ever wish to play because you haven't seen the opportunity in that fear. So what I really want to help you to understand in this is that whenever a fear is coming to you, you have an opportunity to meet it, greet it, learn from it, take it out to dinner. Treat this as the greatest opportunity, as the greatest determiner of your success in your life. It's a mentor. It's a friend, it's a companion, and it's a guide. And if you could start to see the fear that's arising in you as a beautiful omen to what you are releasing and what you are now ready to transcend, now ready to move beyond, your entire life will change. I want you to start to understand that the fear that is coming to you is your guide. It is conversation that you need to be having to yourself. So I want you to look into this, feel into this fear and get really comfortable with it, because it's not something that's outside of you happening to you. It is something that you have created, that you have believed, that you have energized, and that you have maintained in your life. So if your fear currently has power over you, as in you feel it, you're overwhelmed by it, you create this reality where you cannot do certain things or be certain things because of this, and that could mean anything. I mean, it could mean I don't fly because I have a fear of flying. There's a power of this fear of flying over you. And you've allowed that fear to shape your reality. So your reality is now, I don't get to travel. I don't get to go to these exotic, incredible places. I am trapped in the city or the diameter to which I can drive. So you've created a prison for yourself. No one else has done that to you. No one. You've decided to energize your fear. You've decided to empower your fear more and to a greater extent and to a wider extent than you've allowed yourself to feel faith or love or trust in self. So it's really up to you to look into this fear and understand why, first of all, that it exists, why you keep energizing it, why you keep empowering it, what it's doing for you, why is this showing up, what's it been tasked with, why does it want to not let you fly? Because you've said to it, don't ever let me fly, because one time this thing happened and now my reality is that I don't fly. So I want to be really, really clear. We all have these fears. That is a given, but you can also start taking action on overcoming and eradicating these fears from your lifestyle entirely. Most of our fears start out as these little tiny gremlins. And every day that we don't take action and every day that we don't look these little tiny gremlins in the eye, you know what? Forget the idea of gremlins, because I don't want you to think that this fear is bad. At first, I thought gremlins was like a cute little thing, but some of you may think that gremlins is not good, and I don't want you. So think of them as children. If you have a child that comes up to you, whether it's your child or any child, would you ever say to a child, no, go away, I dismiss you, everything that you're saying is irrelevant and unimportant to me, go, I have no desire to even look in your direction, I don't want to know that you exist, leave me alone? What happens when that child starts crying? Do you still maintain the whole idea that you're not going to look at it? No, go away, child. I'm not interested in knowing that you feel something or that you are here for something. I don't care what you want, go away. So it's like every day, these little children or one particular child is coming to you and trying to give you a message, trying to say to you that this is something that's important, that you need to know, that you need to pay attention to. And every day you're saying, no, I'm not willing to do that. And so what happens to that child is that it grows angry. First, you hurt it. Then you dismiss it. Then you reject it. You don't accept it. You don't acknowledge it. you alienate, dismember, create instability in. All of these things, you dismiss a part of you. And over time, if you continue to do that, you're going to create a very angry child, and a child that just wants your attention to listen to something that you won't be listening to. So if we don't take action, if we don't listen, if we don't look these children in the eyes and start to understand them, then yeah, they do turn into gremlins. And then those gremlins turn into dragons because we don't do anything. And we let it take complete ownership of our power. And we allow the power in the situation to be transferred to the fear, to be transferred to the dragon, because we didn't take care of it when it was our small child. We allowed it to manifest and manipulate itself into this all-powerful dragon because it's going to grow and grow and grow. And then finally, when it becomes a dragon and it starts to rule over us, then we sit resigned and saying, oh my goodness, now I've got these dragons that are ruling my life. I couldn't possibly do anything. Boom. Now, instead of being proactive before it became a dragon, you miss that opportunity, then it's become a dragon. You're still not actively pursuing, the slaying of this dragon. Now you're in victim mindset and saying, well, I have this fear and it's taken over me. And every single day that we sit in this fear and we don't take action, the fear gets bigger. And then fear breeds more fear. And then that fear breeds more dragons. And the dragons shut you down. These dragons are still attached to these little small children that just wanted your attention and just wanted your love. So the first step to releasing yourself, to unleashing yourself, is to become incredibly honest, to be truthful with yourself. Okay, yes, you are a human being and you have fear. Okay, yes, you're a human being and you could have been proactive or at least active and you weren't. And now these fears grow into something bigger than you can manage. Okay, you did that. That's fine. Own it. Once you start to own that you have an opportunity to act here proactively or reactively or whatever it is, you start to own your fears. And when you start to own your responsibility and your accountability over these fears, you shift the power dynamic back to you and you release your fears from the ownership that it has over you. And so when you realize your fear has jailed you and you're actually contained within a prison of your own fear, in the same way that, I have a fear of flying and therefore I only drive wherever I need to. That now means you've contained yourself in a prison. So it's acknowledging that the fears that you chose to believe in created fear within you, created a prison within you. And when you can start to realize that this fear has indeed failed you and you are contained within a prison of your own fear, then you must realize that your next thought is, well, if I put myself in this prison, if I made up this fear and I put myself in this made up prison of fear, then I too am the one that can liberate myself from it. I too am the one that can literally walk myself out of this prison because I created it. I was the one who made up the fear. I was the one who made up the prison, and I was the one who kept myself in it. I was the guard. I was the warden. I constructed the prison. I made the rules of the prison. I made all of these choices and I continually, day in and day out, chose to live in it. So I'm going to pause there because that sucks. I really mean that. That sucks. When you first find out that your entire reality is made up of fears that you created and then you kept yourself in them, that's like the first thing that comes up is like, well, maybe other people did, but I certainly didn't. Well, check yourself. Is your reality, here's the way that you find that out. Is your reality a direct reflection of everything that you dream of having in your imagination right now? Is your imagination just coloring and creating the world that you want? It's a yes or no answer. Is there anything in your life that you do not want to have in it? Is there anything that you wish you didn't have? Is there anything that you think, you know what, if I didn't have this, or if I didn't do this, or if this was right for me, or if I would, then I would be, then I would have, then I would do. If any of your language is constructed like that, you have created a fear, you have put yourself in a fear of prison, and you have kept yourself and you have chosen to do it all. So I want you to find one of those fears and I want you to sit into it. Feel where it rises up in your body. Where does it show itself? What does it feel attached to? What is the name of this fear? What does it hold you back from? Can you visualize it? What does it feel like? What does it look like? What color is it? Is there a story attached? What's that story? Can you shift deeper into that? Can you decide, as if you're opening a door into this fear? Can you enter its home? Can you sit in its lounge room? Can you take tea with this fear and have a conversation? Can you ask it, what do you represent to me? If you don't want to think about this, you want to allow these answers to come. Invite your fear to tell you what it wants you to know. Give it permission. Give yourself permission to listen, to receive, to ask. What do I need to know? What do I need to learn from you? What are you here to teach me? Do you need to pull anything out? Do you need to release any blackness or gunk or anything that doesn't feel good anymore and anything that's ready to be released? Can you move beyond the constraints of this fear now? Can you start to first understand where these constraints are? Feel what your prison, what your entrapment, what your cage, what your box, what your binding feels, looks, and what do you know it's like? Visualize that or feel that or imagine that. What does your prison take the form of? Can you get a sense of how long you've been here? Can you get a sense of why you chose to be here? What are you protecting yourself from? And it's not nothing. So if you got nothing, go back. What am I protecting myself from? Why am I here? What is it that I am to be learning from this or protecting myself from? Why am I choosing to be here? I learn this lesson in another way. Can I experience this understanding and expansion of my soul in another way? Have I learned what I need to learn here? Or is there more for me to learn? It's time for you, dearest one, to step out of your prison. It is time for you to step up into the strength of you. Take a deep breath in, to lie down, sit down yourself, to repose, to rest and integrate. Bring yourself completely out of your prison and into your new life.